stop now. Take a deep breath and close your eyes for a moment, because what I'm about to reveal requires your full attention. No distractions. While you were looking at your cell phone, thinking this was just another ordinary day, something profound was released on your behalf in the spiritual realm. And this is not a metaphor, it is literal. A sealed package exists in the heavens, laden with specific promises, and within it, your name is engraved in golden fire. This is not a random award. It is a prophetic calling, a direct delivery that Archangel Michael has been ordered to release today. But here's the crucial detail. This delivery is conditional. It will not simply fall into your lap. You must be in the right place at the right time and, most importantly, have your heart aligned to receive it. If you're still reading this, it is because the Spirit has guided you to this moment. Perhaps you have sensed this calling for days. Maybe you've been experiencing signs, strange dreams about doors, keys, money, or that indescribable feeling that something monumental is about to happen. If so, know that this moment has a date, and it is today. Michael is on the move, and such movement occurs only when an urgent mission is dispatched directly from the throne. When Michael moves, the entire spiritual world is reorganized. A light blue package is now being delivered, containing $100,000, not only in material value but also as a symbol of activation for your spiritual and financial abundance. This package will remain sealed until you declare, "I am ready to receive." However, this declaration must be more than mere words. It must be a resonant sound from those who are weary of merely surviving, those who know that prosperity is a God-given right for those who obey and believe. Do you know why you sometimes feel stuck? Every time you are on the verge of a financial breakthrough, the enemy intervenes. He knows that when you prosper, others will be freed, that you won't keep your blessings to yourself. So, he clouds your mind with doubts, burdens you with debts, and creates crises that defy logic, all to distract you from what truly matters. But today, the game changed. Today, you step into a new frequency because Michael only delivers what has been expressly authorized by the heavens, and the heavens are calling your name now. Embrace this message as a prophetic act, a spiritual sign of acceptance. Write in the comments, "Miguel, I'm ready to receive my inheritance," and subscribe to the channel, for this is the first of many activities. Today is merely the beginning. If you feel this in your chest, as if something is pulsating in a new rhythm, do not ignore it. You have been chosen, called, and positioned. With this conviction, we enter the next phase of this journey, where heaven reveals why your name is among the selected, and what this $100,000 award represents for you spiritually. Listen carefully to what comes next. You are entering a spiritual room, a space of revelation where God speaks clearly, where words carry eternal weight, and where promises are fulfilled. What I'm about to show you is not theoretical or empty. It is a spiritual decree sealed with biblical authority long before you understood money, worried about bills, or fretted over debts and limitations. There was already a heavenly decree, the decree of prosperity, abundant provision, and honor amidst chaos, that was written and sealed, waiting for this moment of manifestation. Listen with an open mind. The blessings of the Lord enrich without sorrow. Proverbs 10:22. This passage is not here by chance. It is the spiritual signature that Miguel carries on this $100,000 package. It brings no pain, harm, or secret ties. It is a pure, authorized, and legitimate blessing. It is the legacy of those who trust, who persevere even under persecution, who continue to believe in silence, and who have not compromised their integrity in pursuit of their desires, but instead waited for heaven to set them free. And today, heaven has released them. Understand that the value of $100,000 is not only literal, it is prophetic. It is a spiritual code that unlocks specific areas of your life, recovering emotional and financial debts, activating stalled projects, and repositioning your name in both the spiritual and natural realms. Your name is being repositioned not because of a bank decree, a boss's order, or a human edict, but because of an order from above. You are being spiritually promoted. However, this promotion becomes a reality only if you answer the call. Heaven doesn't operate on passive spectators. It moves through active participants. You need to say it now. I receive the spiritual and financial promotion that heaven has provided for me, and share it in the comments. My name is on that package. I receive the inheritance of heaven. Subscribe to the channel to continue the cycle of revelations and activations. Like this message as an act of faith and share it with 3 people, because heaven did not choose you to walk this path alone. Then listen with the full attention of your spirit. The value released from heaven is neither random nor too symbolic to ignore. Now, let's address what is preventing many people from accessing this form of blessing. There are 3 silent enemies blocking these blessings, and you must identify them right now. Listen carefully as I reveal one of the most common reasons many fail to receive what heaven has prepared for them. The inheritance is ready. The package with your name is in the hands of Archangel Michael, yet the delivery remains blocked because 3 specific spiritual enemies sneak in and prevent the activation from occurring. Worst of all, many are not even aware that these enemies live among us every day. The first is doubt. Doubt is a silent poison that weakens your faith. It doesn't scream or knock, it softly whispers, "Is this real? Is it meant for me? Will it truly happen? Or is it just another illusion?" While you question and doubt, the divine delivery remains suspended, awaiting the moment when both your words and your heart align with what heaven has already released. You must uproot doubt, as if pulling a rotten root from the ground, because faith and doubt cannot coexist. The second enemy is the fear of being blessed. It may sound strange, but some people are afraid of prosperity, afraid of not knowing how to handle it, worried that it might cost them friendships, or fearful of criticism and failure. This paralyzing fear imprisons your soul, keeping the blessing always in sight but forever out of reach. Remember, God does not operate on fear. He operates on trust. To receive what Michael carries, you must shed the emotional armor you have built around your heart. The third enemy is spiritual procrastination. That inner voice constantly saying, "Then I pray, then I observe, then I write, then I act," keeps you stagnant because the spiritual realm moves swiftly through time. Michael acts in real time, and when the heavens open a window, it is like a flash of lightning, here one instant and gone the next. How many opportunities have you let slip by because you believed you had more time? Today, that window is open, but if you don't rise and act now, it will close, leaving your name trapped within the undelivered package. Now declare your readiness. I urge you to write with authority in the comments, "I break doubt, fear, and procrastination. I am ready to receive it." And if you feel these words igniting a fire in your chest, share them with someone else who needs to break free from these invisible enemies. Embrace this video as an act of faith and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next divine signal. The heavens are in motion and the battle continues. Miguel does not fight merely for onlookers. He fights for those who believe. Understanding your financial captivity. Now that you know what blocks the flow of divine prosperity, let us explore the spiritual forces that have confined your financial life. The naked truth is that your financial well-being has long been held captive by invisible hands, a captivity that did not begin yesterday. For some, it was seeded in childhood when trusted figures planted words of scarcity into your mind. For others, it emerged from silent pacts with fear, conformity, and the misguided notion that poverty is synonymous with humility. But now, heaven is exposing the roots of this prison because the era of captivity is over. Have you noticed that whenever you approach a genuine opportunity for change, something happens, like a business failing, a door closing, or an unexpected crisis emerging? This is not coincidence. It is spiritual resistance. The enemy is aware of your potential. He knows that if you prosper, your abundance will become an instrument of liberation for others. That is why financial lives have become battlefields. A silent war disguised as a lack of luck, education, or opportunity. Today, the heavens reveal it was not a shortage at all, but oppression at work. Invisible fences have been erected around you, stifling the flow of ideas, connections, and strength until you unwittingly adapted to a state of scarcity. But listen with an open heart. Heaven never created you merely to survive. You were made to prosper. The breakthrough is here. The very arrival of Archangel Michael today with this package signifies a definitive break. He did not come solely to deliver. He came to shatter chains. Wielding the sword of justice and carrying the key to freedom, Michael's mission is clear. If you align yourself with this truth and declare in faith that you will no longer live in financial captivity, the walls that once confined you will crumble. Now, say it out loud. I break free from all financial imprisonment. I receive what is rightfully mine as an inheritance. Michael, clear my path. Then boldly write in the comments, my financial life is being released now. I choose without hesitation. Embrace this video as if you are activating a sacred spiritual password. Subscribe to the channel. For the next few minutes will reveal the exact sequence Michael needs to reposition you. Now that heaven has exposed this captivity, it is time to understand why this inheritance is being given specifically to you, and why your name is engraved on this very package. Listen as if you are receiving words written by God's own hands. You have been chosen, and the package held by Archangel Michael bears your name in the ink of glory. This is not mere poetry. It is a spiritual reality. The name you carry on earth resonates in heaven, triggering movements that many around you might never comprehend. Many assume that blessings result from praying more, fasting more, or simply being luckier. But heaven does not operate on luck. It works with purpose. What is unfolding now is the harvest of actions and moments you might not even remember. Times when, despite resistance, you stood firm. Nights of silent trust when surrender seemed tempting, and days when, even with no visible escape, you continued to walk. In those moments, your name was inscribed in the books of honor, your moment of restitution. Now, the time for an answer has arrived. The $100,000 package represents not just money but honor, a restoration of spiritual justice. Heaven declares, you will no longer beg for what is rightfully yours. You will no longer subsist on crumbs. This is why Miguel has a mission, and why liberation is urgent. The time for restitution is here. Your name on that package means you have been recognized. It signifies that in the spiritual realm, your history was examined, your story understood, and an activation order was issued. Listen carefully. You can accept this call or ignore it. The package is ready, but delivery only occurs when you present yourself with unwavering faith and willingness. Let your faith manifest in action. Now, with authority, proclaim, "My name is written in heaven. I receive my portion, my restitution, my honor." And then, write in the comments with conviction, "I am the recipient." Miguel, hand over what is rightfully mine. If these words ignite a flame in your heart, do not let this moment pass. Experience this video as though you are kindling a transformative flame. Subscribe now. There is much more to come. The package is headed your way, but before it can fully activate in your life, you must open your mind to the next step within its delivery. Stay present, because we are now going to spiritually open this package together. As you do, you will understand exactly what is being delivered, what it contains, and how to position each element for activation. Yes, the package is valued at $100,000, but its worth is not merely symbolic. Instead, it represents 5 key areas of your life where prophetic, supernatural provision will be released. You are not about to receive money directly. You are about to receive structure. Heaven is organizing your territory, and this package comes with resources that will support your vocation, your family, your health, your emotional well-being, and even long-dormant dreams. Inside the package carried by Archangel Michael are unexpected opportunities. Doors that were closed for unseen reasons are now beginning to open effortlessly. New connections, invitations, alliances, and proposals will emerge. However, be warned. These opportunities require discernment because they will not come with clear heavenly labels. They may be disguised as chance, and you must remain spiritually aware. Moreover, the package unlocks previously withheld funds, help that was constantly postponed, and answers that never arrived. This delivery initiates a streaming flow of financial abundance, new ideas, fruitful harvests, and the wisdom to multiply what you receive. You will not merely be handed supplies, you'll be trained to generate, manage, and grow them. This bundle empowers you with mental clarity, strategic vision, and the ability to support your new blessings. Remember, it's no use prospering externally if you are bleeding internally. This delivery also comes with balm. Miguel offers not just tangible resources, but also carries healing for the humiliations you have endured due to lack. It restores your identity and provides prophetic guidance on how to use your new wealth. How should you act on this blessing? Which voice should you follow? What is the best way to proceed? This package includes a spiritual compass, ensuring that your newfound prosperity does not lead to confusion. In what we call the $1,000 spiritual Dallas, heaven responds to a cycle that was difficult, heavy, and long, but now ends with honor. Now declare out loud, "I receive everything from my inheritance." Michael, deliver and activate the full package into my life. Then, write in the comments, "I open the package now." Let everything that heaven has set aside for me come into being. If you feel this activation already stirring within you as you listen, embrace this message with faith. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving instructions, for heaven follows every step of the process. Now that you have opened the package, it is time to understand who else is involved in this delivery and why Michael does not act alone. Receive this next revelation with an open heart and focused mind, for what I'm about to share may forever change the way you see God's movements around you. Archangel Michael was sent as both a messenger and a warrior, and he never operates in isolation. Heaven functions through an invisible army, a celestial structure that is completely connected to your destiny. People, situations, and even environments are being orchestrated as part of the activation of the package bearing Michael's name. In recent days, you may have noticed unexpected approaches. Some individuals reaching out with help, others sharing words that seem to intuit your struggles, and even doors that appear to move, as if something is repositioning behind the scenes. This is no coincidence. It is Michael in action, creating a path for your inheritance. Whether it's a friend you almost lost touch with, an overlooked call, or even a recent humiliation that now serves as a turning point, Michael is the battle leader and strategist, ensuring nothing is out of control. Begin to view everything around you with spiritual eyes. What once seemed like an inconvenience may be a push. What appeared as a delay could be a redirection. A loss might be a replacement, and solitude may reveal a cleared field where Michael is preparing your inheritance. Free from interference by those who fear your prosperity. God is using human channels for this activation, and these channels will open only if you remain sensitive to the movement of heaven. Ask for discernment with authority. Lord, open my spiritual eyes. Show me the channels through which my supply flows. Then write in the comments, I receive those sent by God for my path. If you recall someone trying to help you recently, perhaps without a clear reason, it could be heaven's way of guiding you. Share this video with them, show that you understand the sign, and subscribe to this channel immediately. For the next few minutes, we'll confirm that the delivery is already on its way. Are you ready to recognize the signs left by Michael along the path? Stay alert, for what I reveal next requires spiritual maturity. Heaven always gives signs before a visible manifestation occurs. Before Michael puts into your hands what has been released, he leaves traces, small clues, subtle touches, and unexplained sensations that invade your spirit. Once you learn to identify these signs, you will never doubt again. You'll know when something is about to happen, recognize that the promise is near, and feel peace even before you see the evidence with your eyes, because your spirit will have witnessed its arrival in advance. These signs are specific. If you notice them, it means the package has already left Michael's hands and is on its way to you. The first sign is a sudden emotional relief. You might awaken on an ordinary day feeling different. Your anxiety has dissipated and your heart is lighter, as if an unseen pressure has been lifted during sleep. Although nothing overt may have occurred in the natural realm, in the unseen realm, Michael has already done his work. The second sign comes in the form of symbolic dreams. Dreams of keys, doors, packages, or radiant light. You may not fully grasp their meaning, yet you will feel that they are more than mere dreams. They are symbolic of your inheritance nearing. You'll awaken with an urgency and expectation, as if you've already caught a glimpse of your destiny. The third sign is the unexpected arrival of people with proposals. Individuals who reach out to include you, introduce you to new contacts, or connect you with fresh opportunities. Though it might appear coincidental, this is Michael orchestrating the connections to accelerate your path. You need to learn to respond to this with faith. Don't run away, don't sabotage, and don't say no out of fear of making a mistake. Instead, say yes with wisdom and discernment. The fourth sign is that unexplainable feeling in your chest. A sensation as if a different kind of energy surrounds you and something extraordinary is about to happen. And it is happening. You aren't going crazy. You're being prepared. The fifth sign is that this video has reached you exactly at the right moment. Amidst thousands of distractions and countless pieces of content, you choose to click on this, and suddenly everything begins to make sense. This isn't the result of an algorithm. It's spiritual programming. This word was sent from heaven directly to your spirit. It is confirmation. If any of these signs have already touched your life, now is the time to respond. Write in the comments, I saw the signs. Michael, confirm the surrender in me, and say out loud, "I recognize the movements of the heavens. I am ready to receive it." Enjoy this video as if you were sealing a decree. Subscribe to the channel because the next steps will prepare you to turn the very key that Miguel holds, a key that opens a door which, once opened, will never be closed. In the next step, you will understand why not everyone will be able to join you in this new cycle and what happens to those who are not ready. Prepare your spirit, for these revelations may unsettle you, yet they will also liberate you from the weights of the old cycle. When Archangel Michael delivers a package, he not only ushers in a new time, he also distinguishes those who are ready from those who are not. From that moment on, some people will distance themselves from you, not out of malice or deliberate struggle, but out of a deeper reason. They cannot bear the brilliance of the glory being released into your life. Not everyone is prepared to walk alongside someone who has been spiritually repositioned. Some may accuse you of arrogance. Others might fall silent, mock your faith, or simply disappear. Remember, those who do not open their spirit cannot travel with those who have received the package. This delivery of 100,000 spiritual waves is not merely symbolic. It marks a change in your very position. Anyone unwilling to grow with you will eventually be left behind. It is not a curse or judgment, but a truth that heaven operates in levels, and each new level requires new alignments. Over the coming days, you may notice that some conversations lose their meaning, and certain relationships begin to fade effortlessly. Do not be alarmed if even those who once felt close start showing resistance. This isn't personal, it's spiritual. God is clearing your path so that this inheritance isn't sabotaged by unworthy hands. Now declare boldly, "I release those who must leave and welcome those destined for this new cycle." Then write in the comments, "I accept the repositioning." Let the chosen ones of heaven remain. Enjoy this video as an act of surrender to what God is doing. Register now because we're still going to talk about how you should conduct yourself during the time of inheritance and what can block the flow if it isn't kept in alignment. Accept this as direct guidance from heaven. The way you behave after receiving your inheritance will determine whether abundance multiplies or disappears. Heaven doesn't simply hand you an inheritance and walk away. It observes how you treat it. Few have the courage to admit that certain attitudes can block the flow that Michael has opened. Not because God punishes, but because heaven only sustains what is aligned. During this time of inheritance, it's not a season for vanity, ostentation, comparison, or distraction. The enemy will try to lure you into those traps, whispering things like, "Now you're at the top. Show everyone. Prove that you won." But that is a trap. This season is one of reverence, a time of continual gratitude, constant vigilance, and profound loyalty. There are 3 attitudes that can close the door on this flow faster than any external attack. First is ingratitude, when you receive but forget who gave it to you. Second is arrogance, when you begin to act as though it's your own merit rather than a gift of God's grace. Third is omission, when you stay silent before those who need your blessing after you've been honored. These attitudes can quickly block the continued release of heavenly provision. Miguel fights for those who recognize the origin of their blessing, and if you guard what you have received, multiply it, and grow without straying, you must maintain the posture of a servant, a faithful, available, and vigilant servant. So now, say with sincerity, "Lord, keep me humble. May I never forget who gave me all this." Then write in the comments, "I won't lose what I've received. I will be faithful to the mission." Enjoy this video as an act of recognition. Register now because the next steps will show you how to activate new promises based on your loyalty and how to continue growing into levels you haven't even dreamed of yet. Are you ready to move forward? Now comes the revelation about the next key that Michael carries, a key that will be given only to those who persevere. Receive this as someone on the verge of accessing a new dimension. If you have stayed this far, it was not merely out of interest, but out of spiritual connection. The heavens now reveal that the $100,000 package Miguel handed over wasn't the end. It was just the first of many clues. Heaven doesn't operate through isolated deliveries. It works in cycles, through codes and doors that open in sequence for those who endure on the path. A new key is now being revealed, a key that is not immediately accompanied by visible riches, but carries the power to unlock blessings that were hidden, buried, forgotten, or even canceled due to ancient covenants and released words. This new key is called consistency. Few can stand it, because perseverance requires maturity. It means continuing to pray even when you don't tremble, believing even without feeling it, and walking even when there is no applause. Consistency is the code that activates Michael's next release. Heaven responds not only to those who begin, but to those who remain. God is testing your position. He wants to see if, after receiving your inheritance, you will keep your focus or be distracted, if you will remain faithful or return to your old habits. What is coming is greater, but it demands more firmness, more discernment, and more vigilance. This new key will only be placed in the hands of those who desire heaven, not merely for its benefits, but for its presence. True wealth isn't defined by the package itself. It's defined by the relationship. Heaven now declares, "If you remain in me, I will release the hidden treasures and sealed secrets." This is the next level. The level where inheritance is not just an event, but a lifestyle. Now, declare with authority, "I receive the key of constancy." Then say, "Miguel, put me on the next level." And write in the comments, "I remain. I will continue. I am faithful." Like this video if these words resonate with you. Register now, because the next step will reveal the signs of the harvest, the visible fruits of what you have sown in faith, and you will realize that the harvest has already begun. Stay alert, because the signs of harvest are emerging all around you. If you are not sensitive, you may overlook the visible fulfillment of everything Michael came to deliver. Harvest time has arrived, and heaven wants you to understand that it won't come like magic. It will come as a movement. You will begin to notice subtle but extremely powerful changes that indicate the field has been unlocked. Spiritual harvest doesn't start with money in the account. It starts with once hidden ideas, the desire to act, unexpected messages, reconnections, creative solutions, and the peace that follows a storm. These are the first fruits, proclaiming that the package has been delivered, the soil has been touched, and now the seed begins to bloom. You need to cultivate each of these signs wisely, because heaven will not release everything at once. It will give in measure as you respond in faith. Here's the biggest secret. Harvest accompanies obedience. If you follow heaven's instructions, the harvest accelerates. If you ignore the nudges of your spirit, it slows down. It isn't a punishment, it's a principle. Heaven needs your collaboration. You plant with faith, but you reap with your attitude. That old project which once seemed impossible, it will rise again with strength. That idea you kept hidden out of fear, it will resurface clearly. The person who once said no may reappear saying, maybe, or even yes. That value you thought was unattainable, it will come to you through legitimate channels. Don't be afraid. Recognize the movement. and answer when the harvest calls. Now declare with conviction, I am reaping. I recognize the fruits and respond with obedience. Then write in the comments, the time for harvest has arrived. I am fertile soil. Enjoy this video if you've already begun to note these signs. Register now because the next step will show you how to protect your planting and prevent the enemy from stealing the fruit of your harvest. Are you ready for that final key? Receive now one of the most strategic revelations of this entire journey. The enemy doesn't fear the beginning, he fears the harvest. Enjoy this video as an act of surrender to what God is doing. Register now because we're going to discuss how you should behave during your time of inheritance and what can block the flow if your alignment falters. Accept this as direct guidance from heaven. He who opposes you knows that many give up along the way. But when you persevere, align your spirit, turn the key, receive the package, enter the new cycle, and begin to harvest, the enemy trembles. The harvest is visible proof that God's plan is unfolding. In fact, the most dangerous time is not when you are in drought, but when prosperity begins to manifest. The attack intensifies when the fruit appears, which is why heaven now warns you, protect your harvest. The enemy will try to sow confusion amidst your blessings, stir emotional exhaustion, and even use those close to you to distract and misdirect your focus. Now you know, the harvest is sacred territory and you must guard it. So, how do you protect your harvest? With spiritual vigilance. Continue praying, seeking, and nurturing your faith. The very qualities that brought you here will keep you emotionally wise. Be selective about what you expose. Not everyone will support your harvest. Some might applaud while you endure with strategic generosity, but share your bounty only with those who are ready to receive, not with those who would scoff at your achievements. Remember, heaven not only gives you seeds, it gives you the discernment to plant them in the right place with faithfulness to those who summoned you. Recall that Michael brought you here. The Lord has positioned you, and while the harvest is yours, the ultimate praise returns to Him. Keep giving it all to God. Now, say out loud, my harvest is sacred, and I will protect what heaven has given me. Then write in the comments, the enemy will not steal my harvest. Ask, Miguel, take care of my field. If you understand the seriousness of this phase, like this video and subscribe to the channel because the journey doesn't end here. In fact, a new prophetic order has begun, the sending. You were not chosen merely to receive. You have been activated to become an answer. Do you desire the final word that seals this complete activation? Stay with me until the end, because that last word is not simply a closure. It is a heavenly seal, a blessing released upon you now as a mandate from heaven. It confirms that nothing promised will be held back, and nothing set in motion will be stopped. From this moment on, heaven sends you as a living witness of divine provision. Archangel Michael is no longer just giving you something, he is accompanying you. He who has received the inheritance now wears a cloak, and that cloak will be noticed. Wherever you go, the atmosphere will change. People will remark, there's something different about you. Doors will open before you even knock, and situations will resolve themselves before you even speak, because heaven's favor is upon you. You have become like armored territory, marked property, a living instrument of God. I declare to you now that Michael goes before you to open the paths, stands behind you to close any gaps, and shields you on all sides. To your right and left like a wall of protection, above you like a spiritual covering, and beneath you as a firm foundation that the enemy cannot touch. May all scarcity vanish, every cursed word be broken, every injustice repaired, and may the harvest begin today. If you believe, say with faith, "It is sealed. I have been activated." Michael, follow me. Then write in the comments, "I have received my inheritance. May heaven use me to transform me." Share this video with 3 people who need this word. Enjoy it as if you are making a pact with heaven and register now, because this channel will be your prophetic home. New activities are already being prepared for you. You are not alone. You are part of a chosen people. You bear a name that heaven knows, and from today on, you will never be the same. Return here whenever you need to be reminded of who you are. God bless you. Miguel is with you, and the package bearing your name is already in your hands.